Riccardo Calafiori, what a fantastic fullback we have, Gunners. And I just want to talk about him because I feel like he has so much talent, so much quality, and adds a different dimension to our side. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the like and the subscribe. It will be genuinely appreciated. But yeah, let's get on to Riccardo. I feel like he kind of, in a way, has transformed what I kind of see as a fullback. Obviously, ordinarily, coming inside the pitch, receiving on the half turn, all of that is great. That's what Mikel Arteta wants to see from his fullback. But what something that Calafiori has is he's almost like a gazelle. I think it's what they call a gazelle. Somebody who receives the ball, but then thinks about the forward movement. Ordinarily, Zinchenko would get the ball, do a defense, sort of splitting pass into an area and just watch the play sort of play out. With Riccardo Calafiori, he'll put a ball into a certain area, but he'll then run forward, create a run, make something happen. That's just him as a player. I don't know whether it's coached in him, but he's just so free. Even for Italy, though, we'd see, Riccardo Calafiori roaming over the pitch, receiving the ball in some unordinary sort of positions, because we don't associate a left back sort of dropping into these spaces, receiving the ball, driving with the ball as well. I think what's also very impressive is the way he drives with the ball. It's just so good. Someone that plays left back or has played centre half for most of their career shouldn't really have the ability to sort of glide on the pitch like this, but Riccardo Calafiori, he definitely does. He can glide, he can receive, he can drive. He's just really confident on the ball, and I can see why Mikel Arteta really wants him. And yeah, if we're just going to look at his, sort of stats from the game, 7.9 rating, 19 minutes played, 0.48 expected goals, 0.28, expected assists. But I just want to show you that heat map. Look at the areas he's sort of picking up. He's even, in the right side of the pitch. There was many times I'd actually see Riccardo Calafiori pick up the ball in this sort of right wing position. I'm like, what are you doing here? Or in the right number 8 position, I'd be like, wow, this guy is so fluid, so good with his movement, wants to get into these different positions, wants to be, expressive. Just so good, obviously, if we look at his defensive stats there, 3 tackles, 1 block shot, 1 clearance. I'll be honest, defensively, he has been found out a little bit, maybe too aggressive, maybe too front-footed, but it's okay, he's still learning about the Premier League, started learning how to be, tight to opponents, dropping off. It's about finding that perfect blend, and he's obviously going to learn that over time. Right now, I think the intensity of the Premier League is very high, so it's going to be hard to judge his, sort of challenges. But once he gets that on, we've got a fantastic player. There was times he would block the shot. I remember, Leicester looked like they'd overloaded that right side. He got across really quickly. He's quite deceptively quick in those first yards, to be honest. Somebody who can spring out quickly, get to a player quickly, and it helps him with, his defensive play. Obviously, 92 touches, 86 accurate pass percentage-wise, 2 key passes as well. 3 out of 4 accurate long balls. He's just involved in every aspect of the game, and all phase fullback. That is very rare. A player who can be so good and so confident in so many different phases. Look at him there, 6 out of 10 ground duels won, 7 out of 8 aerial duels won as well. Absolutely incredible there, losing the ball 12 times, that's okay though. 2 out of 2 successful dribbles, a big chance you sort of missed. Getting in those areas to get goals as well is very important. I feel like he's the sort of player who can definitely get above 10 goals and assists this season. I know that sounds crazy from a fullback, but the way he plays the game, the positions he gets into, very good. I feel like probably the only concerning thing with Riccardo Calafiori is that he's reportedly picked up an injury. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about his 7.9 rating as well, very good. But he didn't, he did pick up an injury apparently towards the end of the game. There's images of him on the floor, clutching onto his thigh, or his knee, sorry. Apparently there's a knee issue, the same knee that he got injured with last time out, that first major injury he got. It was on the knee. He's got an injury there apparently. Hopefully this is not true, because he's been so crucial to us. He's made Martinelli tick as well. I think that's the biggest thing I can take away. The way, the levels he's been playing at and how good he's been. He's almost improved Martinelli by, tenfold. Really, we've got Martinelli playing to a ridiculously high level, and that's just great for Martinelli. That's great for our left side. That's just great in all. So hopefully that's not too serious for Riccardo. But yeah, I think I can also now take the opportunity to talk about Julian Timber's performance as well. I feel like the 2 fullbacks need to be talked about. And the way Julian Timber carries himself as a player is just really impressive. I really love the authority he has, the technical ability he has, like Riccardo Calafiori, the ability to sort of get into certain areas and still show his ability and be sort of skillful. It's very commendable, and an 8.3 rating against Leicester City goes to show that. And I know a lot of you guys will be talking about Leicester City game and being like, we threw away a 2-goal lead. why you're trying to find the positives, but I'm looking at the long term. You know, these games happen to the biggest of teams. It's about how you react, how you sort of adapt. And I saw a very, very good way of Arsenal Football Club adapting. I feel like I would actually put this game up with one of the best games we've ever had under Arteta, especially that first half. So fluid, so, you know, rotational across the front line of the pitch and the midfield. Players receiving it in difficult tight spaces and getting out of those tight spaces. Saka functioning really well, Martinelli functioning really well. I love the pockets of space Havertz was picking up as well. Calafiori, Timber, you know, it was so fluid. But yeah, let's just look at Timber's heat map. Look at him, very, very involved in that right-hand side of the pitch. You know, 1 assist as well. Really, really clever to find out Martinelli. 1 clearance, 4 tackles as well. Very, very good defensively. I think 1v1, he's definitely better than Ben White. And it's okay to say that. I know we all love Ben White, but Timber's defensive 1v1 ability is just so good. And I absolutely love seeing him 1v1. I have the confidence he'll sort of win the ball back. He'll stand up the attacker and just show the attacker that he is in control of this scenario. 97 touches for Timber as well, you know, 93% pass accuracy, 7 key passes in one game. I think that's actually, he is the only other player except Trent Alexander-Arnold to sort of have 7 key passes from fullback in a single game. Wow, I didn't really expect Timber to be so good creative wise, but he showed yesterday he can link up the play, he can be a creator, he can try passes, you know, he can try create really well. Lovely, you know, that 1 big chance created there, 2 out of 2 accurate long balls as well. Timber is just a dream for Arteta, the dream fullback that Arteta always wanted is Julian Timber. You know, the areas he picks up, the confidence he has, the dueling strength. He almost reminds me as a player that goes into duels with whatever happens. He doesn't care if he gets injured. He doesn't want to have any doubt going into duels. And I sort of remember something said by Virgil van Dijk, obviously one of the best defenders we've seen in the game, saying Julian Timber was a lot better than he was at 21 years old. To get that vote of confidence from Van Dijk, I think this was 2-3 years ago as well. It's just absolutely incredible. I don't think we as Arsenal fans appreciate just how good Julian is. And I always reiterate this and talk about it at the start of the season. I was one of those people saying, how would Timber fit in with Calafiori and Ben White? But Timber has to be in the side, whether that's at left back, whether that's at right back. Julian Timber has to play. We need this profile on the side. And obviously, more stats here, 5 out of 7 ground duels won. 1 out of 2 aerial duel won as well. Really good stuff. Getting himself into positions to shoot and score too. A really productive evening for both Julian Timber and Riccardo Calafiori. And it begs the question, guys, who starts for you at fullback? Say Calafiori's not injured. Say Ben White is back. Timber fit. Tomiyasu fit. All of these players fit in the fullback area, Zinchenko too. Who is your first choice fullbacks? And for me, I love Ben White, but I think it would be Riccardo Calafiori and Julian Timber as the 2 fullbacks to take us to that very next level.